and welcome to LNTV News Live. This is a 30-minute presentation of all the latest news, views, interviews, background reports, and analysis shifting the destiny of Liberia, Africa, and our one world. It's Monday, February 11, 2019. My name is Zokwe Beslo Konen anchoring this edition of the program. In the headlines, Montserrat County Senator Geraldine Doe Sheriff dies after a year struggling with illness. Meanwhile, former Finance Minister Augustine Gafuan has paid tribute to the fallen senator. 2 persons have died and several injured when a vehicle carrying the Executive Mansion press corps was involved in a tragic motor accident near Banga in Bon County and away from Liberia. An office for Nigeria's Election Commission has been burnt down just 6 days before the country is due to vote in a general election. These stories plus many other developments are all coming up in the program LNTV News Live. But first, we are taking a short break to be back with the faces of the newsmakers. Welcome back to the program LNTV News Live. Montserrat County Senator Geraldine Doe Sheriff has died after a year's struggle with illness. The Liberian Senate on Sunday confirmed the death of its chairperson on the Statutory Committee on Executive. An announcement from the Senate said Senator Doe Sheriff died on Saturday, February 9 at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra, Ghana, where she has been receiving treatment. Senator Doe Sheriff, 51, was elected in 2009 following the death of Senator Hannah Brent, both of the Congress for Democratic Change. The Montserrat County Senator was an advocate for decent life for the downtrodden, participatory democracy, and female political participation. Meanwhile, tributes have started pouring in on social media for the late Montserrat County Senator Geraldine Doe Sheriff. In a Facebook post, the president of journalists at the legislature, Musa Kene, wrote our sincere condolences to the Doe and Sheriff families for and on behalf of the leadership and members of the legislative press pool. Former Finance Minister Augustine Gafuan wrote, "Another blow to the motherland. Rest in peace, my dear sister, Senator Geraldine Doe Sheriff Lady Zico." Popular Liberian artist Daniel George, commonly known as Dench, posted, "Rest in peace, Mama." 2 persons have died and several injured when a vehicle carrying the Executive Mansion press corps was involved in a tragic motor accident near Banga in Bon County. The deaths include Victoria Wulu riding in former Justice Wright's vehicle and Gabriel Wilson, the one who bears the traditional horn, told the president. According to a release from the Information Ministry, the accident occurred when another vehicle belonging to former Associate Justice Watkins Wright intruded into the motorcade and collided with the Executive Mansion press vehicle. The release said the Executive Mansion press vehicle forms a part of the presidential motorcade, but no other vehicle was affected by the impact. Meanwhile, the injured are currently undergoing treatment at the Phoebe and GFC Hospital in the country. Several communities across Liberia are expected to benefit from additional road construction projects by the CDC-led government. The borough of Newcrew Town will be the newest among the many communities to see the double chip seal initiative by the government. The new method, according to Public Works Minister, is inexpensive and can last for about 10 years. He spoke in an interview with the station recently.
We are also trying to develop some of our communities. And the decision that has been taken by the Ministry of Public Works, and which now has the blessing of the president, is that connecting most of our communities, we're going to use a new method of pavement, which we call using the double chip seal method. Now, the double chip seal is cheaper.
What is it?
It's inexpensive as compared to either concrete pavement or asphalt pavement. You know, but the construction methodology is almost the same, except for the application of asphalt. So we're going to use that in most of our communities, especially the communities in which the traffic volume is not heavy. You know, there's ordinary community roads which maybe in a month now you have 10, 20 cars passing. You know, that's a lower volume. So for that kind of roads, we need not spend so much money on concrete pavement. And the double chip seal has a lifespan of minimum 10 years. Minimum 10 years. Now with the double chip seal also, at some point in time later on, you can decide to apply asphalt. You know, so this is the kind of methodology that we intend to use. We will do a pilot project, you know, with this methodology, which is not new in the construction industry per se, you know, but it's not even new in Liberia. If you went to Ganta in Nimba, our friends from USAID, you know, with help from the American government, were able to do that, apply that methodology. As we speak, even in Banga, that is also being done. So we as a government, in an attempt, you know, to maximize available resources, we want to try that in our communities. And we think that we are convinced that even in some of our West African countries, some African countries, even some European countries, you know, they use various methods of seal roads.
Meanwhile, Minister Yimpan said several contractors are now being deployed across the southeastern region of Liberia to help keep the corridor roads of the southeast in proper shape ahead of the original pavement soon.
As I said, there has to be a paradigm shift. We must begin to do things differently. It will take some time, 2-3 years, to be able to pave the road between Ganta and Tapeta. So what is going to happen during the interim, during the period of non-pavement? So what we are doing here at the ministry, we are funding contractors, road contractors, to go out there and maintain the road as it is. So that maintenance will be ongoing while we find a contractor to be able to do the pavement. So that during the rainy season, especially beginning this rainy season that is coming in the next months, that the people traveling from Zouadrou to Tapeta, from Tapeta to Ganta, will not experience anymore the difficulties that they've been going through. And that situation will continue until the road is finally paved. So the nightmare on those major corridors, the nightmare is over. We are now deploying contractors on the road between Grand Cru and Sino, on the road between Greenville in Sino and Grand Bassa, on the road to Cestos. We are deploying contractors to keep the corridors open.
Two media executives, Philibert Brown and Malcolm Joseph, have lauded the Liberian Senate for concurring with the House of Representatives on a passage of the Kamara Abdullahi Kamara Act of Press Freedom. They said the action by the Liberian lawmakers and President George Weah is overly commendable, especially with the recognition of their former President Abdullahi Kamara. The new law upon signature into Land Bill will now see label as a civil matter and not a criminal offense.
The president is being extremely far-sighted, and we must give him the necessary praises, you know, especially for keeping our former president Abdullah Kamara name alive, because this is going to keep his footprint in the sand of time, you know. So every time you see, okay, the Abdullah Kamara or decriminalization or free speech, it keeps him alive, it keeps him in our heart, it keeps his memory going. So we must tell President Weah, thank you, okay, for being on the side of the media. And this must go a long way in showing that this cultural relationship, you know, that the CDC government, and you know, you give a dividend to who dividend is due. this is given to the CDC government, okay, and this is given to President George Weah, okay, for decriminalizing free speech, okay, and this, what he has done, has opened a big door between the CDC government and the local media to cooperate.
To caution our colleagues out there, the journalists, the fact that this law has been passed, it doesn't mean that it's a gateway for people to report recklessly, unprofessionally, or unethically. We should be guided by what we report. We should be professional in our reportage and make sure that what we bring to the public space is the truth and nothing but the truth.
The president of the United Seamen Union of Liberia, Samuel Siata, says the fishing deal between Liberia and Senegal will employ several trained artisanal fishers in the country. Addressing a press conference recently, Mr. Siata condemned critics of the deal, noting if the deal is stopped, it will bring untold suffering on local fishers.
Into this month, or early this year, January, we noticed that there is an agreement signed by the Liberian government with the Senegalese government, which brought joy to us in the fishing industry. While I was out of the country as President General for the fisheries industry, we noticed that there were people who spoke negatively against the agreement or the framework. But we understood that many people don't have the knowledge of what is unfolding. So we deemed it necessary to call upon this press release so that we can lay out some facts that will show that this agreement will be in the benefit of the Liberian masses, not only we as fishermen, but the entire nation. To be very frank, we welcome this agreement whole dearly and solely. And we know that anything that stops this agreement, that means the fishermen are going to suffer again for the next 12 years.
For his part, the Core Management Association President Yanti Sle maintained that the deal will generate funds for the country to cater to artisanal fishers.
That is being talked about around town is a fine document for the Liberian people. Because if you read this deal, even exports, the deal is saying every catch that these vessels are going to bring will be landed in Liberia. And even if they will do export, because they have to send some to their country, the export will be done in Liberia, and they are going to pay export fee. So that money coming to the country. That money coming to the country. And so when the money is being generated by the fishery division, this money will be used on the fishermen, and the life of the fishermen will be improved.
Well, if you have just joined us, this is a reminder that you are watching LNTV News Live, a 30-minute presentation of news, views, interviews, background reports, and analysis shifting the destiny of Liberia, Africa, and our global village. It's Monday, February 11, 2019. My name is Zokwe Deslokon, and anchoring this edition of the program. Let's recap our major stories. Montserrat County Senator Geraldine Doe Sharif has died after a year's struggle with illness. 2 persons have died and several injured when a vehicle carrying the Executive National Press Corps was involved in a tragic motor accident near Banga in Bon County. And away from Liberia, an office for Nigeria's Election Commission has been burned down just 6 days before the country is due to vote in a general election. LNTV News Live takes a short break to be back with more developments. Welcome back to the program LNTV News Live. Bon County Technical College President Roland Masakwa says the institution intends running some evening programs aimed at providing services for students at the college. Speaking to LNTV recently, Mr. Masakwa said the college will launch a dollar campaign to fund such initiative at the institution.
There are so many students and young people, maybe not so. I know people do well out there who, because of our history, miss out some time trying to get an education. This facility can house 6,000 persons. We intend to run programs in the evening that are demand-driven, so many dimensions. It means we got to find money to help to build the facility, help to provide open funds to run it, help to find funds to provide some assistance to students. So the foundation that's been launched, there are many other menus, there are many other strategies to find resource through donations, through a dollar fund drive, where you're paying $1 per month. That's $12 a year, and if you've been around for 60 years, that's 12 times 6, so you can pay $720. That means you pay for a whole lifetime, but that money will go towards scholarship, getting qualified instructors, intervening in our labs and building better infrastructure, supporting all.
The executive director of the Women and Children organization, Momedo Harrell, says serious affirmative action is needed to help improve activities of women in Liberia. According to Madam Harrell, the empowerment of women is important to the nation's growth and should be taken seriously. She wants President George Weah to do more in his quest to raise the living standards of women in the country.
Limited culture of women in politics, but we can still work against that through creating awareness and through making sure that we hold government accountable to its promises to its citizens. For example, our president has said that he's the feminist in chief. What is he doing to include more women at even his party level? What are other political parties doing to make sure that women are elected come 2020? Maybe they could say giving a limited number of women in the House of Representatives, there is an affirmative action that will make sure that most of the seats that are being occupied by political parties are being occupied by women candidates, for example. So we need serious affirmative action ahead of the 2020 race.
Over 3,000 residents of the battery factory community have hailed the government of Liberia for initial steps leading to the development of the area. The people who are receiving compensation for the demolition of their structures, mainly along the route leading to the signature project of the president, noted that though it is painful, but it is in the future and supreme interest of them. Julius Compton visited the battery factory community and back in studio, he now reports.
More Liberians are now embracing development despite the pains associated with it. In battery factory, over 3,000 Liberians have now welcomed the president's signature project, the Bali Island New Monrovia City Initiative.
For the houses that we in, the one that government choose on the road, when the husband went on the road, that's development. Yeah, we can say they all be here and then we in darkness. No, we need clean. We won't be clean. Our children, because our children clean, we clean. No job. Then development coming. Two of the development. Job we can. You get you won't be hospital here, but some go work. You get father that will not eat it. I won't eat it. I relax. See it? So we're happy for that one.
Unlike in the past, residents now have a strategic role that allows the free movement of people in the area, something they noted is historic. However, other basic social services are still lacking for them.
I would like to appeal to my government that they should remember us on this side. Since they started here, we have the ambition even to work along with the people that do the job when the needs be. And okay, so we're asking them to assist us, especially in the level of cleaning water and maybe the public school. Because children leave from here, they travel to different places. And they should remember us too in the direction of the scholarship and thing.
The opening of the road and the demolition of structures along the route leading to the Bali Island are now build-ups to the commencement of the heartbeat project of the president. Maputo Vla Nyimpan is Public Works Minister.
The Bali Island project is a signature project of His Excellency the President. We at the Ministry of Public Works have been actively engaged with this project, with funding from the Indian government in the tune of over 100 million, about 144 million. With this funding, we intend to develop Bali Island. First, there will be an international convention center, which will be built on the Bali Island, which is going to be named in honor of the late Indian former Prime Minister, Mahatma Gandhi.
Minister Nyimpan praised the people for embracing development in the area.
We have been able to engage some of our citizens who live along the route to the Bali Island, especially through battery factory. They've been very cooperative. We've identified those who are in the right of way of the road. They've cooperated with us. They are cooperating with us. We've been able to provide funding to them for the relocation.
This is the route leading to the President's Heartbeat project, that's the Bali Island. As residents in this community, despite the pain associated with this development, they are so happy in lauding the government because in their supreme interest, they will benefit. Reporting from Battery Factory Community, I'm Julius Compton.
A child rights advocate, Sata Sharif, is calling for more recruitment of females in the armed forces of Liberia to contribute to the security of their nation. Speaking at the AFL symposium recently, Ms. Sharif called for an end of every discriminatory norm that has hindered females joining the army.
To have more young people at the table, we need to create more awareness and try to break some of these discriminatory, norms and conversations that tend to say that, when a female joins the army, you this and that. And then when I also enter the hall, I'm trying to check the number of females to see how many women I'll see, yeah? And then I just saw like 3. And I feel it's very important right now with what we have in this country. I think again we need to go to creating awareness, encouraging more young people like in the high school, go there and say to the young women that, it's a proud and honor to serve your country as a woman. It's not like you're going to the army to make your body hot. But then we can have, pretty cool, smart, women that can be in the army and then you tend to contribute to the army or not. What are my recommendations? I do recommend that we create more awareness and make the army accessible so that more young people and more women can participate and join the army of Liberia. And also to provide more educational opportunities for the AFL members so that you not just restrict your life. Now that you don't vote, and do all the social things and take different vacations, but you tend to be educated, have more opportunities. And then people like me can say, okay, since I want to be a lawyer, I was going to I'll just ask him Mr.
Meanwhile, NEMOT Executive Director Eddie Jawolo urged government to pay more attention to the welfare of the men and women in the army.
We have a very dedicated job to do for our country. And I want to talk about the 2 P. 1, the bullet. 2, the ballot. You choose the bullet to defend your country. Others choose the ballot to get the power to be able to serve you. And I'm happy that we have lawmakers here. And you have the most difficult job to do to choose the bullet. And your lawmaker decided to choose the ballot. They should do everything possible to make sure that as long as you make sacrifice, you should be happy. The welfare of the army need to be taken very serious. And I'm happy to Honorable Smith that you are representing a sector that I have represented. You speak for the men and women of the armed forces of Nigeria in the next nature, you need to talk about the different security forces because they have nothing. I don't know how many other persons in this hall are members of the armed forces of Nigeria that will retire when you have their own home. I don't know how many you can see the salary of our land to build a better house.
At the same time, two lawmakers, Jimmy Smith and Thomas Groupie, called for more financial, logistic, and psychological support to the armed forces of Liberia.
All of my state colleagues here mentioned the budget for the military. I know when our military friends hear these things, sometimes it sounds funny, because for me, I cannot resonate with the fact that our budget, of course, is very small compared to other countries. $500 million is not too much of money. But I can tell you for a fact, if you were to ask me today if I can get the acquiescence of the president, I would say no less than $100 million should be put in the military. As of today. You see, because your job is defined. You are the guarantor of our security. You protect our border, our integrity.
When we talk about capacity building, all of the training that we provide to our men and women, we have very trained, and smart men and women in Liberia to make our armed forces better. But for the lack of logistics, sometimes it is very, very difficult for you to function in such an environment. So if we can all gather our support to provide for the army, for the armed forces of Nigeria, I'm sure they will be up to the task. And now, as I stated before, the operation of the army should be strictly for the defense of our common border.
Armed Forces of Liberia Chief of Staff Prince Johnson says the Army will continue to prioritize religious tolerance in the force, making remarks at the dedication of an AFL mosque at the EBK barracks. COS Johnson vowed to respect every soldier regardless of his or her faith.
This new Armed Forces of Liberia, we are going to be religious tolerant, meaning whatsoever your background, who you choose to serve, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, we will respect your faith. This is why when this initiative started in 2007, when you become commander, you get to understand the faith. And it was based on that, because we felt you can take any building and say let's use it for a mosque. It's not like that. What I was educated, there's a way and the building will have to face the east, if I'm correct, for the people who are here. So some of us did not know, so we thought we could use any of the rock hall and say let the mosque go there, the church will be on the side of the mosque. But then we got the education, no, it can just be any building and you can just use, but it got to be a building that will be positioned. Finally, thank God today we have a mosque that is positioned and that will go by what the book say or what Islam say. So again, we are indeed happy for that.
For his part, Liberia's Chief Imam Ali prayed for God's blessings upon the army.
I think somewhere around 2011, I was brought here through the instrumentality of our dear Sheikh Muhammad Ayub Dukawa. And when I came and saw the situation, I was surprised but saddened that the opportunity had not come for the mosque that the military people dreamt of to be realized. And we kept praying. Had we the means, Allah knows we would have done our best. But again, we prayed and Allah answered our prayers. Through the men of the armed forces of Liberia, especially the leadership. I want to say that Allah will surely reward you. All the leaders of the AFL, the defense minister, who was then the chief of staff, who became the now chief of staff, Lieutenant General Prince Johnson, and all the other leading officers. We pray that the Almighty Allah will bless you, will guide you, protect you and your family, and make you.
Well, let's now bring you our foreign developments. An office for Nigeria's election commission has been burnt down just 6 days before the country is due to vote in a general election. According to Western media, the fire in Plateau State has destroyed everything needed to vote, including ballot boxes and voting slips. A spokesperson called it a setback for the preparations for the election, but is quoted as saying that it is too early to suspect sabotage. Well, let's now bring you a recap of our top stories. Montserrat County Senator Geraldine Doe Sharif is dead. 2 persons have died and several injured when a vehicle carrying the Executive Mansion press corps was involved in a tragic motor accident near Banga in Bon County. And away from Liberia, an office for Nigeria's election commission has been burnt down just 6 days before the country is due to vote in a general election. Well, this is how we come to the end of the program LNTV News Live. Many thanks to you all for your viewing role. Many thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, technicians, switchers, and editors for making this package a success. LNTV News Live is a production of the television department of the Liberia Broadcasting System. This program comes on every Monday to Friday with the early edition at 10 to 10:30 in the morning and the late edition at 8 to 8:30 in the evening. On behalf of the entire television staff, my name is Zokwe Besley Conan. I've been anchoring this edition. Have a happy holiday. Bye-bye.